2. Public image. In the middle of the afternoon, on the 15th of October 1982, Alex McIntyre and the French-Italian climber René Ghillini reached a steep rock band at around 7,200 metres on the south face of Annapurna. The south face is one of the great walls of the Himalaya, a complex assortment of buttresses and steep couloirs, 3 miles wide and 1.5 miles high. Of the 14 peaks over 8,000 metres, Annapurna has claimed the most lives for each attempt. Alex and René were trying a new route, a diagonal line starting from the right side of the face that would eventually lead them to the central summit. If successful, it would be the 4th route on the face. The 3 main buttresses had already been climbed by large national expeditions. In 1970, a British team led by Chris Bonington climbed what was then the most difficult route on an 8,000er. It went directly up the far left buttress to the highest of Annapurna's 3 summits. The Poles climbed the central buttress in May 1981, and the Japanese the right pillar in October 1981. All 3 of these expeditions comprised many members, and climbing the mountain took months with fixed ropes and permanent camps. Alex and René planned to climb the face in 3 days, with 2 more in descent. Just the 2 of them. If they failed on this attempt, they would be back to try again. Together, they surveyed the possibilities for climbing the 30-metre wall that now blocked their progress. From base camp, it seemed inconsequential. The width of a pencil set against a 2-storey house. A tempting snow ramp led left, perhaps all the way to open snow slopes on the other side. But after 60 metres, the ramp narrowed to a thin smear of ice, and then there was just a sweep of compact rock. It was impossible. They retreated to a crevasse at the start of the ramp and prepared to bivouac. Climbing safely down the 800-metre couloir to the foot of the face, they would have to start at dawn, while the mountain was still frozen. Brewing drinks, they discussed what equipment they would need to get past this band of rock on the next attempt. It was after dawn by the time they started down. They were slowed by the initial difficult descent into the couloir. The sun reached the top of the face and slowly descended in a yellow veil toward them, growing stronger. At around 10 a.m, the 2 men were about halfway down the couloir. From below, where I sat watching them, they were 2 tiny specks in a sea of snow and rock. Then, in a moment, fate rushed to meet Alex in the form of a fist-sized stone, accelerating from 0.5 mile above. It smashed into his helmet with the accuracy of a sniper's bullet. He crumpled, then fell the remaining 400 metres down the couloir. René clung to his ice axes, stunned for a moment, and then called Alex's name. When there was no response, he descended as quickly as possible, in a semi-self-arrest, kicking his crampons into the softening snow, while jabbing his axes above his head in a controlled fall. When he reached Alex's lifeless body, he understood death had been almost certainly instantaneous. There was nothing he could do. He forced himself to be calm, to control his own shock and continue his retreat alone. He placed the body in a recess just above a crevasse, and marked the spot, with Alex's ice axes holding him to the face. Then he raced the remaining 4 hours toward base camp, on the opposite side of the glacier.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.